relatively empty shop. So welcome back to the channel here. Got most of my automotive stuff all wrapped up. I've still got an engine here, another engine on a stand. These are both mine for a project and whatnot. So they're gonna kind of hover around in here for a while. But the first customer sled has been dropped off for the season. Getting on the sled work, gotta go and get all my sleds out of the trailer right now, get them in, kind of clean them up, give them a once over. Did most of this stuff at the end of last year in the spring, getting them ready for this year so that I don't have to do that between all the customer stuff. But I still want to get them out, check them over. I gotta get some sound clips of the boost for a video that's probably out before this, or maybe this is before it. I don't know. Again, don't really know how these come out. I should do a little bit better job of planning all of these, but it's not always that easy. Gonna get that out, try to get some sound clips. Got to get the 1200 yanked apart, doing a muffler mod on that thing, along with sending the ECU out and ECU, wiring harness, gauge cluster. I think that's it, to have the hand warmers enabled at idle, because that really sucks in Canada when the hand warmers don't work and you come to an intersection, they stop working. They got to be above like 12 or 1500 RPM or something like that for them to charge. So you come to an intersection, you get off, get back on, hand warmers are cold, even though the sled's been running, because they don't charge. It sucks. It's terrible. It's the only downfall of those whole 1200 sleds. Yeah, I'm just gonna go get the sleds out and we'll go from there. Nice little XC coming in, studding and some stuff, some goodies, you know. Project, stupid, but I'm doing it anyway. Ooh, she's a little tired. Come on. Mail just went and we got this cool package from Outer Impact here. If you don't remember from last year, they make really cool adjustable brake levers, and I put one on pretty much the whole fleet here. This is a pretty cool new setup they're working on that I think is about ready for release. I'm not sure if it's fully out yet or not. By the time this goes up, it might be. Either way, check their site. If you see it, great, you can buy it. If not, keep checking because it'll be out soon. But we have their new heated brake lever setup. So this one's for the Skidoo stuff right here. It's labeled as Gen 4, Gen 5, but it should fit on the XS chassis as well because it's the same master for all of those things up through, as long as you have the single piston caliper, blah, blah, blah. Touch on a little bit more of that stuff later on, but I'm excited to get this thing in here and installed in the sled. Yeah, so I might have to switch the accessory adapter for the power here, but that's not really a big deal. And that's where I'm kind of not necessarily prototyping, but helping confirm fitment on some stuff and whatnot. So check it out on the XS. We have to switch the connector here. We do, no big deal. Relay that to Outer Impact. They can modify that, get another listing on their site. That whole deal, but I'm excited for this because, as I mentioned briefly earlier, the heat and stuff for handlebars and warmers and all that in the winter when you come to idle and all that just kind of sucks. So this is gonna help that. I'm really excited for this. Unbox this a little bit more later, but I gotta run. So, again, flash into other things when we get to it, and you won't know how much longer it has been. And gonna dig right into the 1200 today and start on a muffler mod amongst pulling the ECU and wiring all that stuff out to send it out for the hand warmer reflash upgrade there. Kind of curious what's inside this. The stock one is just super, super quiet, and I have a habit of modifying stock mufflers, and that way, you know, it still looks like this for reasons. So we get to tearing this thing apart. The nice part about these 1200 mufflers is, as you can see, they're all just riveted. All the heat shields are riveted together so that I can rivet it all back together after, and it will still look 100% stock no matter how much I butcher the actual case and everything. It's kind of interesting. The spring retainers, get off of me there, are through this like big contraption here on the outlet, which is interesting. Pretty rugged rivets on there. I might not mess with that and just leave the back half on and work from this side. I don't know. We'll see how it goes as I get going. But yeah, I'm just gonna start cutting rivets and probably take the band file and zip most of them down. That's usually a little bit quicker than trying to drill all these steel ones. So I'm gonna get into that. We'll time lapse that stuff. I will touch on what I find as I go here and there. It's kind of nice up in Canada when you're really hogging and it's nice and quiet, but at the same time, it's almost too quiet. I'm gonna see what I see in here and what I can change and go from there. Not really looking for any performance gain out of it, just trying to get it a little bit louder. I'm not gonna pull the actual sled apart yet, just because I don't, it's rainy and gross. It's just it's not a high motivation day. So that's why we're kind of puttering and playing with this instead. And then if this comes out cool and I like what I did in here, then I'll tear it apart, throw it on, get a sound clip, do all that stuff. And then we'll get into going over all the hand warmer stuff, the ECU and gauge reprogramming for the hand warmers, and where I'm getting that done and all that stuff. But until then, we're doing the muffler thing. As you can see, the band file action did not last very long. Fresh, crazy cryogen drill bit here. Yeah, see, oh, there we go. Yeah, the band file on these large head ones was taking forever, so I'm gonna try this, drill those ones, but these other ones on the side will probably have to be band filed, but we'll see, you know? You can think one thing in your head and then doesn't always go that way. Let's go. Whew, made quick work of that one. Ow. Why are you, there we go. Ha. Ho ho. All right, on to these little pesky side ones. Yeah, that's gonna suck. That thing's gonna flop all around. I really don't want to drill those big ones, but I might have to. All right, yikes, those all have a steel mandrel right in them. All right, well, we'll see you in about an hour. Okay. Beautiful. Itchy. Oh no, I'm gonna be itchy. Oh, that would go all the way around. Put you back on. I'm gonna have to take these ones off and get the whole thing apart. Let go. Yep. That's muffler. Look at that. Kind of cool. Itchy. I don't like it. All right, I'm gonna go hose this thing off, so hopefully it's less itchy when I'm touching it and working all on it. Definitely got clear 2 chamber set up at least. There are some like marks here and here, so there might even be like a center baffle as well. Dun, 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 dun. All right, I'm gonna slice it right along here, all along this cap, and basically these are the shitty parts when you're dealing with a stock muffler, cutting it open, because there's no real good way to do those without getting all the way around it. I think I will probably try to band file these welds all the way down, which sucks because there's a lot of them, and then take just this outer case cover right off, and then I can re-weld to where there's some good weld. I can put some heat in it and try to get some beads going on there, but that's the current plan. Zip these down with the band file first. All these guys here. Let's do it this way. All these, boop, 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 boop. And then just cut off wheel this case, open it up. Probably gonna be a lot of packing in here. No idea what we're gonna find for tubes and whatnot. And then we'll come up with a plan from there of what we're gonna do. Okay, we're back. Fresh battery, blah, blah, blah. This strip through the center here, even after using the band file and whipping down the welds, they got some good penetration going on, and that would take me forever. So instead, just zip both sides off. As you can see, we got a lot of stupid packing and a lot of stupid perforation. This is going to be quite involved if I actually want to do anything with this. What an intricate piece they've got going on here. There. And that one just comes up to here. Oh, gross. What the f***? So it's actually like a lot of them. I mean, even the Player's two-stroke is the same way. You come in, you go down, goes over, comes up to the center, and then down. This is stupid. Oh my God, and the J-tube that comes in and down is capped flat on the bottom and then has like a wiffle ball deal on the end of it with all these holes. I'm gonna do a little bit more cutting. We get the little air saw out, zip this perforated crap out of here. We can get a better look for you guys, and then I'll go get some lunch and then decide what I'm gonna do from there. So stand by for a bit. There you go. That's what you got inside your 1200 muffler. It's really cool. So yeah, it's got to come in here, spread through all that, go over here, up here, down that, and then out. All right, well, I'm going to do a little cleanup, go get some food, and then we'll be back to thinking about how I'm going to go and do something with this. Back from lunch. Actually, let's put these on. Avoid as much itchy as we can. Executive decision I'm making here is that I'm just gonna lop this wiffle ball jobber out of here, and then I'm gonna blow some holes in the top plate here and then seal it back up. Just removing the packing and stuff should be enough to give it a little bit extra tone. I'm not trying to go nuts with it. If I were to do that, I know a lot of guys with the turbo sleds will just add another pipe in the bottom here coming out next to this one, but then you can see it, and I know there's like Canadian police enforcement stuff where they look at this and they've got things to check sizes and whatever. If I were going nuts with a turbo application or something, I would take the plasma cutter and I'd get in here and hog this plate right out. I'd weld a new elbow on this. I'd open the other side of this thing up so we could really weld everything. And then I would come right out of here with just 2-inch mandrel 90 straight into this, and just one straight 2-inch all the way out, or maybe even 2.5. But we're not doing that. We're just gonna hog this off, holes, weld it all back up, covers back on, ship it in the sled. Like welded 1980s GM sheet metal right here. Buzz, 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 buzz. We gotta get this guy.
Oh yeah, use that a lot.
You want me to do this?
Yeah, do you have another one?
Another one what?
Window regulators all the time.
Yikes. You want me to get it like this and then go, you want to do another one? Get them started up. Ooh, this is the mover here. Look at this.
Pinch your belly in the middle.
Hey, come on, it's not that big. Oh, woo. All right, that battery's only got 6% left, so we're just gonna do a very basic start in the little Revy Rev test, and that'll be it. And then it'll be nice and hot, and I can switch the other one and blah, 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 blah. All right, so yeah, that makes a big difference. Huh.
Gonna need another muffler now.
Oh, I have the stock one.
Wow. The guy in Barry sold the 1200 Blizzard. Had almost 10,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
4,500 bucks.
I'm almost at 8 on this already.
Yeah, but you didn't have anywhere near that kind of money when you bought
This
it.
guy, when I was looking at this, tried to tell me that this sled was no good. I said, this is a steal. You're cooked.
It's crazy. No, it's crazy. $8, $9, $10,000 sleds. Now they're asking $5,000, $6,000 for them. These 1200s.
You mean 1,000-mile sleds? Eight to 10,000 mile, right.
And there's a lot of them for $5,000 or $6,000.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money for 10,000.
And they don't have all these goodies.
And they don't have all those. The one we passed up was $129.
I told you to go buy that one, and you
said
hated it.
You said it was butt ugly.
I said it was
That guy doesn't-
ugly, and
that
it
guy
needs a
doesn't
bunch.
know nothing, you
It
said.
no, it had good stuff in it. I said it needs a good going through because who knows what's actually been done. You said it's been cobbled and with.
I said the same thing about this one.
Exactly. Digging into what I keep mentioning with the hand warmer stuff on the 1200 here. The 1200s, for some reason, Skidoo didn't let them output hand warmer power at idle for some oddball reason. So you're riding along, hand warmers are great. You come to an intersection, you stop, you get off, chat with buddies, check the map, do whatever, go back to your sled. Hand warmers are ice cold, you gotta start over again. Sucks when you have cold hands like I do. So with that, some guys back in the day, this was like 10 years ago, on Do Talk, were reprogramming the gauge cluster so that it would output power at idle. I'm not exactly sure how the whole process works. Something to do with ECU, gauge cluster, communications. They can get them to output hand warmer power at idle. Problem is, on the 2016 and up, once they went to the drive-by-wire throttle, in order to flash them, you need the whole harness with it. So you need the engine harness, you need the ECU, and the gauge cluster in order for Jason over at In Due Time to flash these things. So I was like, all right, not a big deal. Over the summer, I'll pull it all apart, I'll get all that stuff out, and I'll ship it out to you. Didn't have the time throughout the summer, as we saw with everything else that I'm doing so far. So with that, I was speaking with Jason. If you want this process done, right, you want to have your sled reflashed so that you can have your hand warmers at idle, he will have the ability now to do the 2016 and ups without you sending in your whole harness. You will still have to send in the ECU and the gauge cluster, but you won't have to send in a whole harness because I bought a brand new one. I'm shipping that out to him with my ECU and my gauge cluster, and I'm letting him keep that so that anyone else with the 2016 doesn't have to really disassemble their entire sled, pull the tank, get the whole harness and everything out. That's all set. He's gonna have a harness. All you have to do, pull your ECU, pull your gauge cluster, ship that out to him, and now you can do all the 2016 and ups without that whole big process of you tearing your whole sled apart. So that's the scoop with that. I'm gonna go ahead now, pull the ECU out, pull the gauge cluster. The ECU is still a little bit of a process. You gotta get, center console stuff apart, pull the cover, get down into the kind of pyramid frame area and get your ECU out. So it's still a little bit of work, but it's better than pulling the entire engine harness out. If you guys are looking to have this done, you got to hit up Jason at In Due Time. Over on Do Talk, his username is Low Class. I'll put some links and stuff in the description and put some stuff up on the screen right now. So you guys can reach out to him, send your stuff over, have these things reprogrammed so that you can have your hand warmers working all the time as they should have been. If some of you are concerned with like stator output or whatever, there's some guys on Do Talk back in the day also that went and did all the math and broke everything down of the draw from the hand warmers and the output of the stator and all this and that. And they can't find any reason why this is a bad idea. Everything checks out. There's more than enough power there. I mean, even the two strokes are doing it, all that stuff. No idea really why that was a thing, but it is, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm gonna dig into that. I'll probably do some time-lapse stuff. I'll cover some stuff if it's really tricky, I find, going through the process of getting those things out. I don't think it's gonna be too awfully bad, just kind of nuts and bolts and pulling things apart. Again, if it's tricky, I'll cover it. If not, we'll just flash through that. So strip this apart. I'm also gonna pull the header off. I'm gonna get that out to Cerakote. And then this will probably get dragged back into the trailer where it can sit for a couple of weeks till all this stuff comes back. And then we'll put it back together in a different video and we'll cover some other goodies that we're upgrading to on this. And that will be that. I'm gonna bring you guys over here. So we have this heated seat deal on here, if you remember me talking about it last year, and it always was intermittent. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it wouldn't. It has goofy wiring with this little Cheeseco relay stuff down in here. In the next couple videos or whatever, I'll be redoing all of that. This also ties in over here. You can see it wiggling around to our heated shield power, which we're gonna need that accessory power circuit to run our heated lever. So in that video of the lever and reassembly of everything here, I'll go ahead and I guess cover the whole process of rewiring all this properly with some race grade motorsports type stuff. Looking at that now going, ugh, which is not a big deal. I'm just disappointed that I have to do it now instead of having had already done it. Center console stuff is off. Relatively straightforward. T25s, couple T30s, electrical connectors, pull that, slide the little clips off of the post cover and all that deal. And then you're left here. Trickiest part of that process is probably the center console fuel tank lock ring here. Separate some snap ring pliers, twist that thing off you go. Now we got to loosen up the pyramid frame structure, roll that up, slide the tank back, disconnect fuel line, and then your ECU is buried under here. So your ECU is down in this mess. So you gotta take this side off, take the other 10 over there off, this bolt out, loosen this one, and then you can swing this whole pyramid structure up. After you take these 13s off, slide the tank back. I'll have to remove my bag and whatever. You got the fuel line right here, down in there. You're gonna wanna take that quick disconnect off. Slide the tank back. One 8mm here, another one on the other side that you can kind of get to through this access down there. 2 connectors, pull your ECU out, and off you go. So you can imagine if you had to do your whole engine harness and everything, how much more involved that would be. This really isn't too bad. Sliding that stuff back, ECU out, slide it back ahead. Go ahead and disconnect the battery before I start doing that. And yeah, we'll be plugging away. Be moving forward, onward, crooked, onward with the stuff. Oh. You love to see that right there. You love to see things like that happen. Just nice and easy. Boop. Come to Papa. Oh, too much, Papa. Oh yeah. That's the stuff. Now why does this have writing on it? Oh, there's a phone number on here. I'm gonna be playing detective later. We're angled way far away. There's a phone number on this ECU. Oh, and a name. I might be able to find out who originally built this thing. I do kind of want to just yoink this tank right out of here, though, now that it's at this point. There's no reason not to. It is not doing what it's supposed to. So just single-sided little quick-release tabs. Basically has like a fork that goes into the channel thingy. You just push it on the one side, and they're supposed to spread apart and come over the quick-release, or the barb rather, but they are not releasing the way they should. Oh, now it's working. I just had to talk shit about it for a minute. We're gonna pop this off. We're gonna leak fluid everywhere. Gas, okay, we're gonna leak hardly anything. Yeah, I don't know, it was just being grumpy, but we're all good now. Slide this back a little bit more till we can get to our electrical connector here. A little better view of what's going on in here. It looks tight, it's not that bad. So I'll go ahead and pop that off. Bunch of belt debris and stuff in here. Yeah, not too bad, unplug that. Now we can get right to our ECU there. 2 bolts, connectors, bada bing, bada boom. And then I'll slap everything back together and stuff it in the trailer. He's back.